In 5, 4. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cass. If you're new, if you're OG, welcome back you guys. My channel is all about building a better you inside and out through lifestyle, branding, content creation, fashion, health, all that good stuff. So today you guys, we are learning how to design a website from scratch. I have designed all the websites that I've ever created for me, my personal brand, and I used to design websites for others as well, so I have a little bit of intel. I will go ahead and straight up say I do not code. I took a coding class. I attempted some coding, and it's not for me, but I do know the Wix platform like the back of my hand. I've been using Wix for years now, so in this tutorial I'm going to show you guys how to design a website from scratch, so from blank template, completely from scratch, using Wix. So I'm super excited about this video. I haven't ever done a web design video before. Let's go. This video is not at all sponsored by Wix. Nobody's sponsoring me. They're just the platform that I've been using for an extremely long time. So I'm not going to do this in this video, but I would highly suggest that you guys sketch out what you would want your website to look like. It's so much easier if you have different web pages and everything, and you already know the content on your website. It's so much easier to go ahead and just draw rectangles and what would be in each page of your website. And then you guys can also, if you already have all of the photos and text and everything that you want on your website typed into a document, or you just have the photo files, then go ahead and put those into a folder on your computer or somewhere where it stays. All right, you guys, so I'm going to go ahead and get into my website because I want to just show you guys how my website looks. So we're going to go into my production company's website, Cass Productions. Make sure you subscribe to that YouTube channel too if you love me. If you love me for real. But this is my production company website. It's pretty simple. My websites used to be very complex, but I started looking at other production companies and I realized what you're really showing is the visuals, then you don't have to have too much on the website. So if you're a photographer, a videographer, if whatever you're presenting on your website is very visual, then you don't have to have too many elements. Your work will speak for itself. So I have my film reel, and then it's just kind of a scrolling effect, which I'll show you guys how to do. And then right here I have the information about my web series that I just produced, and then right here I just have an about. If you click here, it shows you, it's like a reel, but it shows you everything that I do. So like commercial production, promo, marketing, all that good stuff, a little short description of Cass Productions. And then if you click the who we work with, it will actually take you to a PDF document is my portfolio. So it's my personal portfolio, and then I have the brands that I worked with. So this is all the very specific information for someone who really wants to see what Cass Productions does. And then at the very bottom here I just have my contact page and my social media icons. Cass Productions isn't really a for hire business, so I don't necessarily have to have booking, but I do have contact on there just in case someone wants to reach out for like a collaboration or a more large scale production. And then the only other thing I have on here is portfolio. I used to not even have portfolio on here, but I decided to incorporate it just because not only do I do videography, I also do graphic design and photography, and a lot of times people want to see examples because I do some freelance work on the side. So it just made it a lot easier to go ahead and have the portfolio on here. So here I have this little portfolio gallery. So this is actually linked to my YouTube account, so I'll show you guys how to link different videos you may have already posted, and so this is an easy way to watch my web series and other content. Here I have my graphic design, so you can see a few of the graphics that I did. And then lastly I have my photography. Oh, I forgot about motion graphics. So this is just graphic design, but like moving, more animation type stuff down here. So I just like to have an example of my work, and that is my production company website. But for this video I just want to show you guys how to get started, get something simple that you can go ahead and release out into the world. And then as we do further videos like this, I'll show you guys specifics if you want to go into blogging, creating an online store, creating a membership-based website. I'll show you guys all of that, so make sure to subscribe if you're interested in learning those things, and let's get to designing. All right, you guys, so go ahead and make sure you have an account on Wix. So I'm going to click create a new site, and so you guys will click to go to whatever templates are available. And so it will give you options here. I am not anti-template. I have used templates before and then just completely, made them my own, which you can do as well. So definitely feel free to use a template if you feel more comfortable, but I'm going to select other, and then here's that question. So instead of ADI, we're going to go to create your website with editor. And then, like I mentioned, they have a lot of very beautiful, professional looking, easy to work with templates if you guys want to select one of those. But what I usually go to right here is blank templates, and I just go to start from scratch because I like blank canvases. I have a love for blank canvases whenever I'm doing anything, so that's why I select that. So you guys, for today's video, I'm going to make a personalized website. So this is really good if you're trying to make a personal website for your personal brand, a website about you, website about somebody else, or maybe if you're doing like a freelance service-based website, this can be really good for that as well. So I'm in a blank page. Okay, so I know that I want this website to have a single scroll. So like you guys saw on my production company website, everything is mainly on the first page. I am going to create a second page portfolio, just so you guys can see how to go about creating a second page, as well as adding those gallery elements to it. And let's get it. So right here, this layout we have, if you stay, this right here is going to be our header at the very, very top, and this is going to be our footer. So basically anything in the header and footer is going to remain on every single page of the website. As far as the lines here on this side, that's what you don't want to cross necessarily. So this box in the center is really what's going to show up on every device that you open your website on. So if you open it on a larger desktop or even a smaller laptop, it may not show if it's not within this box. So you want to try and keep all the important information within that perimeter there. So the first thing I'm going to do is add my titles or logo if you guys want to do your logo. So let's really briefly just go through everything we have available. So at the top here, this is how you switch between pages. So once you guys do have more pages on here, they'll all be linked below, and that's the easiest way to go from whatever page you're working on. These icons switch from desktop mode to how it will look on your mobile site. So you guys may have to go into the mobile site, enhance it a little bit. If it doesn't take too long, we may do that in here this tutorial as well. Then there's some options up here. I've never used these options except for you can do develop mode if you do want to do like a little custom coding and this and that. So I have played around with develop mode, but for this tutorial, we're not going to need to use any of this stuff. Of course, we have our beautiful undo button. I love me a good undo button. And then we have save, which is going to save your website. Typically, Wix does do an auto save, but do make sure to save all your hard work. Preview will show you a preview of what your website looks like. I'm noticing now that it's giving small descriptions as well if you guys forget, but preview shows you a small little preview of what your website will actually look like before it's actually published. And then publish will publish your website to the internet. It's real. Here are just some tools that we might use, like duplicating, alignment, just different tools that you might need to use when you are adding elements to your website. And then off to my left hand side here, we have all the beautiful ways that we can add things to the website. So as I mentioned, the first thing I want to add is my logo or my title. So I'm going to go ahead and click add right here. And this is where we're going to find the majority of all of our stuff. So here we have text, images, buttons, etc. I'm going to assume you guys can read, so I'm not going to read this all for you. But this is where the main bulk of everything is. Really quick, here's my background. So if you guys do want to start with a page background, then you can get color backgrounds, image backgrounds, and even video backgrounds. That's how you guys saw my website was moving. Only downside about video is you can't see it moving on the mobile website. This first page is how we're going to manage our pages, make decisions, like if you do want a header or a footer on the website. So this is just kind of management. We have SEO in there, all that good stuff. This is how you guys can rename what the page URL is. And then down here, we have the Wix app markets. These are just different applications you can add to your website. For example, if you wanted to add your Instagram feed to your website, you can do that through the marketplace. There's tons and tons of apps and easy to add in there. So if there's something that you can't find within the ad screen, I definitely suggest checking out the marketplace. Right here is just all media files, so you can upload media from your computer, from Facebook, Instagram, your Drive, lots of different things. And one thing I love about Wix is it maintains your gallery for you, so any images you upload into Wix are almost like on a Wix Drive for you to use. So I have images on here from years ago when I was in high school. So and they're still on Wix, so that's pretty cool. And if you guys wanted to just go ahead and create a blog, then you can click on this little pin button. And if you guys want to go ahead and create a booking website, then you can click on the little calendar and it will go ahead and generate a pre-made booking / blog template for you on your website. So back to ad. So here in ad, you guys, they kind of have just, regular text examples. They have text that already is in certain fonts and looks, so you guys can choose what you want. I'm just gonna choose a regular one, and with most elements on here, you're just gonna click and drag and drop. So you guys notice when I dropped it up here, it said attach to header, and it highlighted the screen because that means it's now going to show on every screen because it is attached to the header. If I took it out of the header, then it wouldn't show on every screen, and if I put it in the footer, then it would show at the bottom of every screen. So now this is in here. You guys see some of these icons over here are now lit up or more bold if I wanted to use them. So I'm going to go ahead and use these little icons at the bottom is what you guys are going to see me using a lot. Obviously, you can click and drag to move, and then I really like how it shows you where the center is. Love that. So I'm going to select edit text, and that's how I'm now going to make changes. So let's just call this Cass Life. Cool. So I'm gonna take that, and then I usually don't really play around with the themes much. Fonts, I do play around with the fonts. If you guys are into uploading your own fonts online, you can upload fonts into Wix that you already have downloaded. Yeah, let's go with that and then bring it back to caps. All right, there we go. Here you can select things to make it bold, italicize, underline, and then your beautiful color. If you don't see any colors you like, you can add color, whatever color you want. I'm just gonna go with black. That's me. Also, you can change the site color. So if you're trying to fit a certain aesthetic, you can select a different site color. So let me see. There we go. So what that does is now when I go into my colors panel, those are options. So I really like that a lot if you're bad at creating color schemes. And then I'm just going to center my text as well right there with alignment. And then you guys can add different effects, shadows, strokes, all that good stuff. You can do character spacing, so that will like space out the letters for you. Let's do a little bit of that. And then you guys can play around with different options. Once you're done, you can just close out, and bam, you guys have added text to your website. Now, if you guys already do have a pre-made logo that's transparent, then you would just go to add images. You'll go to my image uploads, upload media right here, and then wherever you have that image saved, just go ahead and upload it. So let me see if I have anything I can upload into here. Cool. Upload complete. And then you can make enhancements to it here as well. And then you just want to have that selected, add to page, and then your image will be there. So if you wanted it in the header, you would just drag it to the header. It'd have to be smaller for me to do that, but yeah, good stuff. And then you see here, you'll have some options as well if you're playing around with the image. So you can change the image, and then you have different settings, so you can go back to adjust it. You can add a link to it, you guys. So if you want it so that someone clicks on your image and it takes them to a new link, you have that option there. You can change the image name of your text for Google Images and all that good stuff. If you click keep proportions and you change the image, then it will be the same proportions as that image. So a lot of times if I'm putting multiple images on a site, I will click it, use my beautiful duplicate button right there, and then I will select change image, and then I will upload the next image. Another thing, Wix has this media library that you'll always get to access whenever you add an image, and this media library is really, really great because they have such high quality photos that you guys can completely use at your leisure, and then you just choose that image, and bam, it's already the same dimensions as my image. Cool. I feel like I'm creating a vacation website. I'm now going to remove these images because I don't need images, so we're just going to select them and delete. Okay, you guys, so now I'm going to start adding my strips in, which is the page elements that you have when you're doing a single scroll website. So instead of having separate pages, you're having these strips, and that's what keeps everything in its own page. So I'm going to look for a strip right here. They do have pre-made strips, as you can see. But I always go to the bottom at classic, and I'm just going to drag in this classic black strip here, and you guys can customize it. So I always make sure my first strip touches that first line at the top, and we're gonna make it a little bit longer because I like my strips to really, you know, be their own page. So again, you guys, these little icons are always going to pop up, so easily you can change the background. There's some Wix backgrounds on there. You can change the color. You can add your own video, your own image. I'm going to add this little water image since we're sticking to this water theme. So I can click play if I wanted to see what exactly the video shows. Looks good to me. And then if you guys go to settings, you can actually add a pattern overlay if you want. So maybe you have some text on here and it's kind of hard to see with this image, then you can add these patterns over it to make it a little bit easier to see. You can position the video, so maybe you like the sky more or you like more of the water, then you can choose where most of your video shows in the strip. You can have speed, how fast you want the video playing, and then if you want the video to continually play in a loop over and over. All right, so now that I have a strip on here, all that I do, you guys, is duplicate it, and then I'm just gonna drag it to start where the last one ended, right there, and we're gonna change that background again. And maybe for this one I'm just gonna have a regular avocado background. So close out of that, and then actually I'm gonna go back to settings here, and then we have some different options now since we're playing with an image. So you can put a color behind the image and then lower the opacity if you guys want to be able to see that a bit clearer. You can change the scale, move it as well. All right, so for now I'm just gonna go ahead and save. We got a lot of work done, so make sure you guys are saving. When you do your first save, you can change the name of your site, and then this is your free site URL. If you want to purchase a personalized URL, then go for it. But you can do that after. You can design a site, change the URL after. This is not permanent whatsoever. Done. So now I'm going to just preview my site. Lots of potential there. Cool. All right, so I'm going to click. I think they may have changed this. There we go. So they made a little update since last time I was here. So if you click this icon right here, background scroll effects, this is how I made my website have like a really cool scroll. So I usually use parallax, and I like now how it gives you examples. So parallax sort of moves with you. It's like you're revealing stuff, and then reveal is truly revealing, you know. So I'm gonna select parallax for both of these, and then now if I go to preview and we scroll the site, it's kind of like I'm starting to reveal pages as I move. So I really like that because it feels like the website's a lot more interactive when I do it like that. All right, you guys, so I'm going to show you how to add a button to this page, because as you guys saw, I use this page to take other people to my web series or to my reel or to whatever they wanted to see. So right here you can get buttons. There's theme buttons that kind of match this theme of your website. There's buttons that are already pre-made. So many things you can do. So I'm just going to grab a theme button and we're going to edit that. So change my text. Let's change it to say watch now. And then right here you can link it. So you can link it to another page, so you can always link anything to another page. In this instance, I'm going to link it to a web address. So let's do youtube.com. Done and done. So now I'm going to customize the design of that button a little bit. So we'll do custom design. The first option, you can choose the fill and opacity. So I kind of want it to be white. So let's go ahead and do that. And since I made it white, you can choose a border color if you want to, but I'm going to go ahead and go down to text. Since I made my text white, I'm going to make my words a deeper blue, change that font to match the font that I had for my beautiful logo. Cool. And I'm done. So let me move this back here. And I'm just going to add some text. So like I said, you can always click text you already have and duplicate it if it's going to be the same format. And so I'm just going to say travel vloggy vlog. I wonder how this would look good in white. Okay, so I'm gonna bring this up a bit. Just make sure your alignment goes good, and then let's preview. Make sure that button works. Yay! Thumbs up because I knew it. All right, you guys, so we now have a nice little intro page where we can quickly go to what we want to watch. Let's now make a contact page in case anyone needs to reach out to you. So we're going to go back to our ad, go down to our contact and forms, and then I'm just going to go ahead and take this first one, drag and drop that beauty. Okay, so let's stretch this baby. There we go. So I'm gonna put my contact page in the center. You guys can add a new field right here. So if there's something that you want to add to here that's not already there, you can do that. They do have some suggestions. So let me add birthday, for example, because I will send you a special birthday message if you add your birthday. You can even add upload in here. If you guys watched my creating a web series cast and crew video, I did virtual auditions, and so it was easier for them to be able to upload something directly into my website design. So you guys can customize your design here. Same thing, it's always going to take you through the fill. We're going to do no fill, so we're just going to drag this all the way down to be transparent because I'm not liking this background. Right there, form background, nice. All right, and then let's make this border white, please. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to my input fields and same thing, I'm gonna make that border white. I just feel like that looks a lot cleaner. And we're gonna pump it up. Chunky. Cool, and then same thing, I'm gonna change my text. I want everything to be white and serene. When I'm choosing my brand colors, and you guys can check out my video all about getting the aesthetic for your brand, I like to think of my brand as more peaceful and calm and traveling and exploration. So I try to use colors of Santorini. So I would say pick a country that you really like and take the colors from that country. So I always use like light blues, olive tones, and I try to use like a lot of whites, because it just reminds me of Santorini. So I did preview it, and I noticed when people start to type in there, it looks really weird. So we're gonna go back into our design mode and fix that up, because yeah. Here we go. So right here it says regular, so that's how it's gonna look regularly. So now we need to choose options of when people hover over it. So that's why it has these boxes. So when people hover, we're still gonna have no opacity. Okay, so now if I'm hovering over it, I like that. So I like how it changes colors. Oop, error, no email. There's my birthday, submit. All right, you guys, so you now have a scrolling website. If you wanted to add more pages to your scrolling, then just go ahead and add additional strips. So now you guys, we're gonna create a new page. It's exciting, man. I'm gonna go ahead and go to my pages and menus, and at the bottom right here, I'm gonna say add page. And as I mentioned, this is going to be portfolio. Done. And it's going to take me to my new page, which is a blank template, including what I've pasted to my header. But Cassidy, how am I supposed to get back to the home page, man? Well, right here, as I mentioned, you can manage to go back to the home page, but how are people using the website supposed to go back? Well, we can go to our ad, but I'm not imitating y'all, I'm just... yeah, okay. And then we have our menus here. So what's going to happen if we add a menu to our header so that we can see it on every page is it's going to have any pages that we've created already there. So let's change the design because this isn't matching my font aesthetic. But I like this. As you guys see, I like my menu to have no lines, just be crystal clear and clean. Let's preview it. Let's try it out. Whoa, you guys have a working menu. I'm gonna click add, and then to add a portfolio, you guys, I go to gallery. So this is where I can add multiple images without having to move every image individually. That sounds like a pain. So here we are. So I like to use sliders a lot, so let's go ahead and use this showcase slider. Click and drag, you got it. And we're gonna center it. Wix is always gonna give you some default images. So you're gonna go to manage media. And what you actually wanna do is delete all the Wix images, because if you don't delete them and you just add your own images, then Wix is going to keep their images there as well. All right, so I'm gonna add media similar to how I did it in the image portion. Here you can see you can add video. So if I was going to upload a video from YouTube, I would select that option, but I'm going to add my beautiful images. Let's upload some more because I don't just chill by the pool. So as you guys see, you can select more than one image. I'm going to hold shift so I can just select all the images, few and in between, and you're going to add to the page. We'll add all my images to the gallery. Again, you guys can add a link, description of your image, and title, which will be helpful if anyone's searching your images from the web, and then select done. There we go. So I hit preview just to kind of, amp it up. And here we go. Let's go home. All right, you guys, so that's kind of the basics of getting your website started, to at least have something there. So if you guys are creating a fashion website, a blog, or something that's launching, you can go ahead and just generate these 2 pages just to have something for people to go to sign up when you are ready to finally release your website. So I hope this was a very helpful tutorial. You do have the option to publish now. Like I said, publishing now does give it access to the world, but it doesn't necessarily mean people are going to start storming to your website right away. So don't be too nervous about that, you guys. I will have a very specific video on publishing your website, marketing your website, and getting domain names, SEO, all that good delicious branding stuff. But for now, I just wanted you guys to be able to create your website. I hope you guys really enjoy using Wix as much as I have. There's so many different features. Can't wait to teach them to you guys. I'm